Yes, speaking. It's for me.
What's the matter with you today, Connie?
Oh, I thought it might be for me. I was expecting to hear from Elliot.
Oh?
I should have discussed this with you before.
Well, there wouldn't have been much chance of getting Allison off the ski slopes.
It seems that someone sent Elliot a diary. Elizabeth Carson's diary. And it bears out what Elliot claimed at the trial. She was seeing another man. It was Leslie Harrington.
Leslie?
He knows that Elliot has the diary, so he came here.
Why would he come to see you?
He admits that he knew Elizabeth well enough that she confided what she suspected. That Elliot was seeing me in New York.
And he came here to threaten you?
He told me to persuade Elliot to give him that diary. Or he'd tell what he knew about Allison.
Did you tell this to Elliot?
I did, but I wish I hadn't. I don't know. There's no telling what he'd do.
I know what I'd like to do. I'd like to...
It was a funny phone call.
Who was it, dear?
Paul Hanley.
Oh? What did our young professor have to say?
That was what was so funny. He didn't say anything. He said hello, and then he went on and on, all about nothing, which isn't really like Paul Hanley. I got the feeling he was trying to say something, and he didn't.
Hey, come on. I'm the guest of honor. I get to dry the last dish.
Well, who am I to complain?
You know, there's been a lot of fun. This has been more fun than the fanciest dinner in the fanciest restaurant in the whole world. Just me and my little girls.
Good to have you back, Daddy.
Oh, sure. You mean you only have to dry half the dishes?
We can always find more to wash.
And to dry.
No kidding. You've helped to make this a happy day for me. Now, I've got a little surprise for both of you.
A surprise?
Yep. Come on, in the front row. Come on, I'll show you. Come on. Ladies, I am about to reveal the new George Anderson. And who is that, you might ask? George Anderson, the football player, the scholar, the salesman? Huh? No, sir, you are wrong on all counts. Behold, George Anderson, the artist.
Why, George, that's wonderful.
Really is, Daddy.
You like it, huh? They tell me I show great promise.
When did you make it?
Oh, sometime last week. They had me do a lot of things, you know. Therapy, they call it. But this I like. Well, now, where else? Besides, I thought we ought to have a memento of my stay at Greenvale. Just think. After the hospital bill is paid, we may consider this statue the most expensive work of art in Peyton Place. Oh, come on now. I was only kidding. I mean, all right, I was sick, but now I'm well. And I know it costs a lot of money, but we'll manage. I just don't want you to get the wrong idea. I don't want you to think I'm worried about it.
Daddy, there is nothing to worry about. Your hospital bill's been taken care of.
Taken care of?
That was my settlement.
You arranged a settlement?
Rodney and I had our marriage annulled.
You had your marriage annulled?
We thought it the best thing for all concerned, George.
Annulled? But you could have had a divorce.
I know.
Then you might have had a big settlement.
Your getting well was all she cared about.
And that was the settlement? My hospital bills, nothing more.
Nothing more.
Well, I guess if that's what you did, you were sure it was the right thing, and that's all that counts. Oh, come on. What did you think old George was going to do, blow his stack, huh? No, sir, not me. No, sir. Listen, you two, this has been one of the happiest days of my life, and I want to keep it that way. All right, I was sick, but I am well. I'm well now. I know I am. Pretty soon I'll be coming home for good.
I'm sure you will, George.
Well, all right then. Let's treat me like the king I am, eh? How about a little service around here, please? Betty, why don't you go get me a cup of coffee? Bring it in here.
Coming right up, Your Majesty.
Thank you. And you, my dear? You may get me another piece of your delicious pie.
Another one?
Yeah, another one.
All right, Your Highness.
In? Hello, Carson.
Leslie Harrington.
You've spoken to Constance.
Last night.
Now, do you know what I plan to do unless you give me that diary?
I know what you threatened.
I'm not the type of man to make idle threats.
No, you're not. I know exactly the type of man you are. I've thought a lot about you during the past 18 years.
How do you mean?
Well, your name wasn't Leslie Harrington. I didn't know what your name was, or who you were, or what you looked like. You were just a faceless man who let me go to prison for his crime. And I never stopped wondering about you.
That's ridiculous.
And I used to lie awake nights in my bunk, trying to imagine what you were doing then. Well, that doesn't really matter. The point was you were free and I wasn't. And then I used to bang my fists against the bars. More than once I ended up in solitary. You think that's ridiculous?
Yes. Because I didn't kill Elizabeth.
Well, there's no need to lie. The diary says that you were coming here.
I'm not lying. I came here that night, but I didn't kill her.
All right. You didn't kill her. You left her alive. Then I came home, so I must have killed her, right?
I didn't say that.
No, you just assume that's what happened. Well, let's both assume that for the moment. I came in here, and I walked over here, say. And I picked up a poker, like this one here. And there wasn't anybody else around. Just Elizabeth and me. We were alone. Like we are now.
I see no need for this.
Why, you just want me to turn over the diary to you. That's what you came for, isn't it?
Yes.
And if I don't, you'll do harm to two people that I love very much.
That diary can cause me and my family just as much harm.
Yes. Didn't you think it was dangerous to come here alone and face a convicted murderer? Or perhaps you weren't frightened because you knew I wasn't a murderer. Answer me.
Hold on. You have no intention of giving me that diary.
That's right.
And we have nothing to talk about.
Oh, yes, we do. We have this to talk about. And the fact that you used it 18 years ago to kill my wife.
I didn't kill her. There's nothing in that diary that could convict me in a court of law, and you know it.
There's enough in it for me to convict you.
All right, then. Go ahead. You've been the judge and the jury. Now be the executioner. You can't be sure, can you? No matter what it says in that diary. You want to think I killed Elizabeth, but you can't be certain. And you know what it's like to be convicted wrongly. Carson, I don't believe you are a killer, but I'm not either. If I'd killed Elizabeth, do you think I could come here tonight?
You talk very well, Harrington. I just don't think I believe you. I'm still not going to give you that diary.
That might prove very unfortunate.
I am willing to make a deal.
What kind of a deal?
I won't let Martin Peyton's lawyer use the diary against you. In exchange, you stay away from Constance Mackenzie and don't ever threaten her again.
I have no desire to harm Constance or Allison. Believe me. Get out.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
Elliot, I want you to give me back that diary.
Now, look, Paul.
Well, what are you going to do? Threaten to destroy me instead of Harrington?
We'll fight you to the bitter end.
Don't make that mistake. It would be a very serious one. You can't even imagine the consequences.
You and your crowd, you stay away from my brother.